Blue Jays GM Ross Atkins joined the MLB Network panel at the winter meetings Wednesday. He was asked about the team's plans regarding adding a big bat this offseason.
We have a good team, and we really do genuinely feel that we are in a very good position with the versatility that we have, the pitching that we've added, and we'll be open, but it's expensive these days. So,
It is.
Yeah. So if you guys got some extra money, then
Harvey's Hot Takes with Bryan Hayes. Overdrive is everywhere. Let's chat with Bryan Hayes about the big bat potential. When you're talking about big bat potential, it seems it's either bringing Bo Bichette back or adding free agent Kyle Tucker, or hopefully both. Say you had to choose between one or the other, though, Bryan Hayes, who would you be choosing? Are you Team Bo or Team Tucker?
I think I'm Team Tucker. I think Team Both would be great, but according to Ross Atkins, I mean, they're haggling for money down at the winter meetings, so I'm not sure that they have enough cash to find a way to get both guys. I mean, Ross is relaxed, isn't he, Jay? Like, he's loving life now after the redemption tour last year, and he deserves to love life considering how well his team played last year. But I think Kyle Tucker makes a ton of sense. Left-handed bat. He's been more healthy over the last, 3 or 4 years of his career. Bo Bichette, obviously you love his story. Obviously, there's a big connection. There's a built-in marketing campaign to that. But I think it would actually say a lot about this club if they put their eggs in the basket of Kyle Tucker and walked away from Bo Bichette, because sentimental value can be crushing in pro sports. You didn't win the World Series. Even if you did, you might still want to make changes. Bo Bichette has been injury-prone the last couple of years, unfortunately. He has slowed down a lot on the bases. I think he's a man without a position. Right? When you look at the way Jimenez played short throughout the playoffs, that's what they want. That's the ideal scenario. Shift him to short permanently. What do you do with Bo Bichette? Will he accept that, considering his standing within the organization? Where Kyle Tucker again steps in, presumably on a long-term deal that's going to cost a lot of money, but you pair him with Vladdy, a right-handed bat, Tucker, a left-handed bat that can run the bases. It sets up beautifully. And again, that sentimental value factors in here. I think they do need one of these guys. I do think they need one of them to return because, yes, you like your team, like Ross Atkins said, but can you guarantee George Springer will repeat what he did in 2025? I think that's asking a lot. Can you guarantee Addison Barger, Ernie Clement, this is who they are, and you're just going to extrapolate last season and apply it to 2026? I'm not sure you can. Can you guarantee that Santander will stay healthy? And if he does, that he'll fit into this lineup? I'm not sure you can. I mean, every year is different. We've noticed that the last 2 years. Completely different scenarios. The Blue Jays in 24 compared to 25. So Kyle Tucker, to me, is something that they should emphasize. If they have the money, put it all in, try to get him. If you can't get him, if he goes somewhere else, then you shift to Bichette, which I don't think will be a long-term deal. I think it's likely going to be a Bregman-Alonso deal type thing from last year where they give him the opportunity to opt out after the first year and then invest in the bullpen, and that's a big part of this. And I know I'm rambling here a little bit, but I think this is what Blue Jay fans are thinking. Yes, get that power bat, but you got to find a leverage arm for the bullpen, and I expect them to still do that, Jay, because you can't go into 2026 with Jeff Hoffman as your highest leverage arm. We played that out all last year. We saw how it played out in the ninth inning of Game 7 of the World Series. Cannot happen again. So I'm Team Tucker and team investing in the bullpen. I still think both things should and have to happen for the Blue Jays.
Bryan hosts a radio show in the Greater Toronto area every single day on TSN Radio. You can also see it on TSN Television. And the big news in Toronto sports on Wednesday was the fact that William Nylander has been demoted to the Toronto Maple Leafs third line. He and his head coach, Craig Berube, spoke about the situation.
Yeah, I feel like, there are chances where I should maybe be shooting the puck, passing it, whatever. So, needed to be a little bit more hungry to attack the net and, get the puck there. So I think that's probably one of the aspects that's missing.
If I had to look at one thing, I would say he's got to get involved more, engage more in the game, work his way through it. And, that's what I talked to him today about, work your way through it. All players go through it at some point, but I think if he just works his way through it, he'll get out of it quicker.
What's interesting is that the Toronto Maple Leafs are actually playing really well. They've picked up 9 of a possible 10 points over their last 5 games, Bryan Hayes, but William Nylander has just a single assist over that stretch. But I don't know, is that a big deal?
Yeah, I mean, in the big picture, in the grand scheme of things, it's not. But this is an ongoing story and topic around this team. Craig Berube clashing with William Nylander. And clearly Berube, he has a game plan here that he is going to change William Nylander. He believes it's imperative. And I know a lot of William Nylander fans and a lot of Maple Leaf fans sit there and say, why are you poking the bear with Willie? Willie scores. Willie puts up numbers. Willie's electric. Willie's a guy that might get this power play finally going because the power play's been a disaster. But I think you have to look at Craig Berube's approach here the same way Scotty Bowman approached Steve Yzerman, the same way different coaches maybe approach guys like Alex Ovechkin and other superstar players of the past. And Nylander's not Ovechkin, he's not Yzerman, but he's not far behind. And I think what Berube is telling Nylander and trying to force Nylander to understand is he's got to play differently for the team to have success. It can't just be flash and dash. It can't just be scoring goals and offense and jump in the zone and trying to cheat on plays and trying to find a way to get easy offense. He's got to skate more. He's got to check more. He's got to be more of a team-type player. That's what's happening here. That's what Berube's doing. He's attacking the style of William Nylander and trying to get him to change for the betterment of the team. I don't know if it'll happen. We'll see. Willie's got a long-term deal, a full no move, and he's a very talented guy, and Berube understands he needs him. And at some point, likely early in the game on Thursday against San Jose, Nylander will move off that line. But Nick Waugh and Dakota Joshua, there's nothing sexy about that line. That is as meat and potatoes as you can find in the game. They're going to chip and chase. They're going to check. They're going to hit. They're going to work hard. That's what he wants William Nylander to do. And then on top of it, break out offensively. And really, I do think it's what's happening here. Like, this is Bowman and Yzerman. This is coaches going at Ovechkin. That's what Berube's doing here with William Nylander, and I don't think he's going to stop. He's going to keep pushing it, keep forcing it, because he's a true believer. Everyone has to play a certain way, including William Nylander, for this team to have the ultimate success. The question is, how will Nylander respond? The ball is in his court. He's an immensely talented player. He's capable of playing better than he has recently, and I think it's an important message to send it when they're playing well, like you said. They're picking up wins. They're moving up the standings. But he's still attacking Willie because he understands the big message is the important one. Because if you get to the playoffs and they're trending in that direction now, you're going to need a different style of play and a different style of player. And Berube's got the cup ring. William Nylander doesn't. We'll see how this plays out.
And we won't have to wait long to see how this plays out. Thanks for this, Bryan Hayes, because on Thursday on TSN, the home of the National Hockey League, the Leafs will host the Sharks with the pregame show starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Bruins are in Winnipeg. That pregame show begins at 6:30 Central. Sens invade Columbus, Habs in Pittsburgh. Both those games at 7 Eastern. Going into Wednesday's action, the Oilers are the lone Canadian team currently in a playoff spot. Remember, regional restrictions apply.
Hot Takes is presented by Harvey's. Things are heating up with Harvey's Buffalo Chicken lineup, including the Buffalo Chicken Sandwich, wrap, nuggets, or poutine for a whole lot of spicy, saucy flavor. Harvey's, it's a beautiful thing.